is Jazz from Caitlin Jazz Books, and today I'm doing my booktubeathon wrap up, and I'm actually going to be doing all the challenges as well, because at first I wasn't going to do them, and now I'm like, actually they seem like a lot of fun, so I thought instead of doing lots of little videos, I'll just put all of them into one video so there's not lots of videos and stuff. I think challenge number 1, it was set up by Jessie the Reader, and you have 30 seconds to look through a book and find words which describe a monster. You have another 30 seconds to describe the characteristics of the monster, and then you have a minute to draw your monster. So, let's go. Okay, so the book I've chosen for this challenge is The Fifth Wave, because it's all about aliens, and I feel like that would be quite a good place to start for monsters and stuff. So let's go. So the words I got were broken, vision, pet, paper, and bear. For the appearance and for the characteristics, I've got toddler, dummy, tree trunks, and squad. And this is my monster. So basically he's a broken piece of paper, or is a car, with really good vision, so he's got glasses, and he's got really sharp teeth like a bear. They always travel in squads, so there's always they always come in packs, that's characteristic. He's got legs like tree trunks, and he's very childish, and that's why he's a toddler, and that's why he needs a dummy. I've even drawn a little dummy hanging from around his neck. In case you didn't see before, here is my monster. So the second challenge is to spell out your favourite book, either with titles of other books or physically with books. And my favourite book is Skullduggery Pleasant, so this could be kind of difficult. So it's really difficult to spell out a book title, so I couldn't do Skullduggery. I don't have a book that begins with U, so I just spelled out Pleasant, and here are the books that I chose. I chose Passion by Lauren Kate. I chose Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. I chose Everything and Everything by Nicola Yoon. A Boy Called Hope by Lara Williamson. Skullduggery Pleasant Resurrection by Derek Landy. A Year Without Autumn by Liz Kessler. I couldn't find a book that began with N. I managed to find New Writers UK Telling Tales Volume 2. And for T, T is for Tree by Greg Jolan. So challenge 3 is to reenact a scene from a book, and I happen to have a copy of Pride and Prejudice, but with a twist. Guinea pig, Pride and Prejudice. And as luck would have it, I have 2 guinea pigs, so this is really bad, but it's an excuse to show cute fluffy animals in a video, so roll the clips.
Elizabeth honoured Wickham for his noble refusal to expose Darcy's villainy to the world, and thought him handsomer than ever. Mr. Wickham is the most agreeable man I ever saw, she thought. But before she could think of marrying Mr. Wickham, Mr. Collins surprised her with a proposal of marriage. Nothing remains but for me to assure you in the most animated language of the violence of my affection, said Mr. Collins. Hiya, this is future Jasmine here, just saying there are bloopers for that little guinea pig clip at the end of the video, just in case you wanted to see cute guinea pigs eating stuff, which I'm sure you do, so go ahead.
The 4th challenge is to cosplay as a character from a book. I have no idea. I guess I'll figure it out. Just give me a sec. Okay, so I am Celia Bowen from the Night Circus. It's not a book that I particularly like. Where is it? Here it is. But as you can see, the colour scheme of the front cover is black, white and red lipstick, black and white. Whoa! So there's that done. Yay! And yesterday's challenge, which is the 5th challenge, is to invent a class reading list for a topic of your own choice, and one of the books has to be part of your TBR. Because I'm edgy, 2 of these books are in my TBR. You proud? You proud? The class reading list is based on how to treat people that are different to you in some way, because I don't know how to explain this, but for example, if you saw someone in a wheelchair, you might treat them differently to someone who wasn't in a wheelchair, but that's, you've got to treat them like a normal person, and I think that's important to learn. I don't really know how to explain it, but basically becoming accepting and being very aware of people that are different to you in the world and what sort of struggles they might be going through. I made that really complicated, so the first book that I would challenge you to read for your class reading list is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. it focuses more on the romance side of things, but it definitely heavily involves a lot of like disability and how to deal with things like depression and things like that. So there's that. Second book is The Art of Being Normal, which focuses on like the transgender community and just coming to terms with things like that and just becoming very accepting and finding people who are similar to you in that way. Sorry if you can hear things, they're like builders outside my window, but there's that one. And these are the two that are on my TBR. The first one is One Memory of Flora Banks, which I really, really enjoyed, but I'll get into that later. This is about amnesia and how people are treated differently if they like, have amnesia. The hell, there's a ghost! That was really weird, my Daryl figure fell off my bookshelf. Okay, so yeah, I really recommend this book, how to deal with things like amnesia and like coping with it, and there's also a lot of like mental illness stuff in there too, which is not cool, but it's good that it includes it. And the final book, oh no, did I just bend that? Oh no, I bent it! My baby! And the final book for this reading list is one by Sarah Crossan. This is about conjoined twins and like the sort of, it's from their point of view and it's how they are viewed by the rest of the world, and just it deals with a lot of other things like addiction, like alcohol addiction, anorexia and like eating disorder. I'm trying to think here. HIV. I don't see like I don't want to say it because it's spoilers, but a lot of other emotional stuff as well. So this is a really good read. Just to be aware of different things in the world. That's really what I'm trying to get across. This is about being aware of different things that make people different, basically. And today's challenge is spelling your name with book titles, which is kind of similar to the second one. Let's see if I can spell out Jasmine. Okay, so I managed to spell out my name using books. Let's go through this. So J, Just As Long As We're Together by Judy Blume. Great book. Oh, why did I do this upside down? A, All Fall Down by Sally Nichols. S, The Spook Secret by Joseph Delaney. M, Mind Games by Terry. I, It's About Love by Stephen Camden. N, Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman. E, Eye of Athena by Roger W. Thompson. A. So those are all the challenges complete so far. Probably won't upload a video of the last one because I'm quite busy tomorrow, but I've done those challenges, that's what matters. Right, let's get on to what I've read this week. Let me do that. So there are all these reading challenges to complete, and the one that I completed first was read about a character that is different to you in some way. And for this, I read Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie, which is a Poirot book, and he is a detective and he solves lots of murder mysteries and things like that. I'm obviously not a world-famous detective and I do not solve murder mysteries, so he's different to me. I did enjoy this book. I gave it like 3 stars, but it was quite long and quite slow, so by the end of it I was just kind of like, yeah, he killed her, whatever. Okay, so the second one was a book that I finished in one day, and this was One by Sarah Crossan. I friggin' love this book. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It's brilliant. I highly recommend it to anyone. It's about 2 conjoined twins called Grace and Tippy, and it's just about them and how they're treated by other people, and they're starting a new school, so it's obviously very stressful and they have a lot of issues going on at home, and it's just really, really interesting. It's written in like can you see it only fills up about half the page. It's like a verse, like a poem, and I found that really cool, but it also made it very easy to read, so I got through it in one day. The next one is a book that you bought because of the cover. This one is The Last Boy and Girl in the World by Siobhan Vivian. I can pronounce that author's name. But I really like the cover. I thought it was really cute. I've never heard of it before, so I picked it up and I really, really enjoyed it. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Also, it's basically about a girl called Keely who has a massive crush on this guy called Jesse Ford, but their town called Aberdeen is going underwater because they've had lots of flooding, and it's just about them packing up and potentially having to leave their entire lives behind. There's a lot of conflict in this. It's mostly about the relationships between the characters, but it's a really interesting read. I'm very impressed with myself reading this because it was very long. Next one I completed was read a book with a person on the cover, and for this I chose Endgame by Alan Gibbons. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This is from the point of view of a boy called Nick who is in a coma, and it's just about him becoming aware of everything that's happening to him in the hospital. He doesn't know what happened to him in the hospital. He figures it out, and it's just about him unravelling what happened the night that he got into a car crash, which like ended up with him like in a coma and unable to move. So it's basically a thriller because he doesn't trust his father and he's not sure why, and you just have to work it out. And it's really good. I really enjoy this. I highly recommend it. It was only 200 pages, so I also read this within a day. See, this one is like my 7th book. This is like if I'd completed the other 6 challenges, this would just be my extra book. And that is The One Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. I've already said that this is about a girl called Flora and has anterograde amnesia, which means she can't remember anything for long, and it's just about her, like, her life, I guess, and she becomes obsessed with this boy called Drake, who she kisses, and that's, like, the next day she can remember doing it, and she's like, whoa, this is really important, I've never been able to remember anything before. So it's just about her love story. It made me cry. It was really good. I loved it. It was beautiful. And the book which I am currently reading, and I will probably finish with before the week is finished, is The Selection by Kira Cass. This is for my hyped book, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I've only read a couple of chapters, but this is about a girl called America Singer, which I think is a really weird name, but we're just going to skip past that. And everyone is sort of labelled based on their wealth, which sort of correlated to a number. I think she is a 5, which is kind of like in the middle, and the selection is basically like, I don't want to say competition, I haven't read that much, but all these girls sign up for this thing called The Selection, and if they get picked, they compete to marry the prince of where they live. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good, but this is my hyped book. So in total I've read about 6 books. If I can get through another book, I'll probably read A Guinea Pig, Pride and Prejudice, because that counts as a book, right? I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so long, but thank you for continuing to watch it. I might leave some bloopers from the guinea pig video, if there are any, at the end of the video after this. But please leave a like, comment and subscribe because it's free, and someone will see you soon. Bye guys!
Elizabeth, your hat's fallen off. Oh, you're in your little hat. You can't eat Elizabeth's hat. That's not what you do. She's your fiancé. No. No. You can't eat that. She ate my ribbon. Well, you two are made for each other. You both like eating things you're not supposed to. Especially you, Mina. Mr. Collins. You're both eating the towel. That's not good manners, is it? You don't do that. It's rude. Don't eat my jumper. Well, they're married, you get the picture. Oh no, don't shake. Okay, say goodbye.